Day 26, how to create a lead magnet. I'll be honest with you, this is one of my very, very favorite things to do in all of the things that I do these days. Creating a lead magnet is something that involves a creation process. It's about creating some information that other people can use to make their life a little bit easier. It's a digital bait. It's something that you put on your website, and you make an offer for something in exchange for somebody's email address. Here are some examples of things that are considered lead magnets that you can create. And here, a special report is a lead magnet. A special report about anything. I mean, what you do is you take some information. You can work with a template. You can work with some existing templates that some of us have created in this space, and customize it for yourself. Or you can create a report for your market about anything. The best way to make a special report is to answer questions and answer the most commonly asked questions that people have about any given topic. There's a really great formula that Mike Koenigs talks about. It's called the 10-10-4, and what you do is you take 10 questions that are the most frequently asked questions that people ask, and answer those and put those in the report, and then ask 10 questions that people should ask that most people don't think about, and ask those should ask questions and put them in the report. Then you have a 20-question report, questions and answers, and you can take that report and repurpose it. You can make videos, you can make blog posts, you can use it as the basis for a webinar and all sorts of things. So a special report is a very neat thing to do. You can do it in any kind of report. I have special reports for HUD homes, for FSBOs, for all kinds of things, and they're very, very neat. Another type of a lead magnet that's similar to a special report is a white paper. And a white paper is, sometimes a little bit professorial, and it gives you information about an area, that is, very, very comprehensive. It's more narrative and reporting. You may have graphs and charts and that kind of stuff. So if you like doing white papers, or you have somebody on your team who can do that, that's great. You can take that market report concept and do a white paper, or you can just do a market report. But rather than just doing a market report, do a market report with an eye to some copywriting that you can use within. Because remember what we said previously, people buy on emotion. They don't really buy on facts, and they don't buy on logic. And there may be a lot of facts in a market report, but how does that market report relate to them? How does it impact their lives? How is that going to affect their decisions if they're buying a house? Are they going to be able to get a better deal? Are the interest rates really low? Do they have more buying power? Is the trend, moving in one direction or another? So rather than just giving the market report that is just plain raw data, apply that market report to the lives of the people who are going to be reading it. What is the impact? What is the outcome in their lives that is a consequence of market conditions? And think about that. Kevin Tomlinson makes some really good comments about this in a blog interview he did about a year or so ago. Kevin has a really outstanding blog, and he doesn't do market reports, but he talks about impact, and he talks about things that are happening, sales that are happening, and the impact that has in the market, and he gets phenomenal traffic, phenomenal readership. People quote him in the Drudge Report, in the Miami Herald, and the New York Times, and that's because what he does is he takes the information in his market, and he applies that information to the outcomes in people's lives, and that's what people relate to. You don't see too many of these here. You see a manifesto that you probably found the 30-day referral challenge by way of my manifesto. I just wrote my first manifesto, the real estate referral manifesto, and that's another type of a special report. That's another type of lead magnet to draw people's attention to more that you have to offer. Lead magnets are usually free, I should mention. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're not. but the report is free, and the the objective is to just to build a list and to get people to read what you're about and to understand your perspective. And the Real Estate Referral Manifesto was a lead magnet I created to share my thoughts about the referrals business and the referral side of real estate. There are other manifestos that I have read and that I modeled mine after. The first one is called the Internet Manifesto, that was written by Rich Schefren. That was the first manifesto of that type, and he wrote that several years ago. It had tens of millions of downloads, and he did a really great job, and he talks about internet marketing and internet marketing as a business. Another manifesto that I read that is modeled after Schefren's is one for the legal industry, and I forget their name, but the author is, I think it may be the Legal Manifesto, and it's written by an attorney / educator / marketer whose name is Alexis Neely, and that is also very, very similar to my Real Estate Referral Manifesto. Both of those predated mine, and in the interest of disclosure, I did look at both of those. I have read both of those. I thought they were great models, and I modeled mine in some fashion, along those same lines. Subscriptions is another type of a lead magnet. Come in and subscribe to my newsletter. Now, I will tell you that come subscribe to my newsletter is not a very, very compelling type of lead magnet anymore. And unless you have a newsletter that is very, very compelling and very, very interesting, you're probably better off doing a special edition or giving somebody a taste of that with a special edition, and then putting them on your newsletter list, and don't just offer a generic subscription to your newsletter, because that's probably not going to earn too many opt-ins. Bank properties is great digital bait. Click here for a list of bank properties when they come on the market. People have always liked to look at lists of bank properties. They always like to see what's available. People are looking for a good deal, whether they want to live in a home or invest, and even if they don't, they're still interested. So that's always been a great lead magnet. And so are HUD Homes. HUD Homes has always been a great lead magnet. Click here, and I'll send you a list of HUD Homes when they come on the market. Click here, I'll send you a list of Good Neighbor Next Door properties. And if you're a police officer, a firefighter, an EMT, or a teacher, and you would like a report about how you can get 50% off on a HUD home, sign here. Just send me your email address, and I'll keep you posted. And that's a great lead magnet. Videos are another way. Click here for a video to hear my video about financing secrets, or click here to see a series of videos on how you can stage your home, or click here to see my video on how to prepare your house for an open house. That may or may not work really, really well if you have a real good audience and you don't do a lot of videos. You can try that. I think that probably is better as a test. I think most videos on a website are better just placed there. I don't know how many people actually opt in to see it unless it's going to have something with very, very rich content. So if you have something perhaps that is a video that is a replay of a webinar that you gave, that might bring you some more, especially if that video is presented as an automated webinar, and you're inviting people to your webinar. So a webinar is great digital bait, and an automated webinar, an evergreen webinar, is a webinar that simulates a live webinar, even though you don't have to be there. So you can actually create a webinar and show that and kind of put that on and make that available at different times. And I've got a whole series of videos about webinars. I have actually a training series called Webinar Fever, and I'll remember to put that link down here in case you're interested in going deeper with webinars for real estate. Now, how do you create a lead magnet? Well, it's really not very, very hard. Easiest way to create that is just by taking a Word document or taking Google Docs or something, and then creating a PDF with it. That's exactly how I created the Real Estate Referral Manifesto. I created the document in Word 2007, and then I saved it as a PDF file. You can also upload that to Amazon as a Kindle document, and I'm going to be doing that very soon, I think. I may make some changes to that, add some links to some videos and some other things that you can do at Kindle and at Amazon, and I'm going to do that shortly. And a Kindle document is a really good thing to think about if you are a real estate agent and you want to publish special reports or lead magnets, because that's a whole other kind of a platform. Imagine you can put that same manifesto. If I put that same manifesto on Amazon, it becomes a book. And when you sell enough books, you can get on bestseller lists. You can have create a different type of credibility, a different kind of celebrity status as an author on Amazon than you can just pushing out a PDF. I have a couple of books on Amazon that are Kindle books that are books in print, in print, print volumes of a couple of books about HUD homes, and that's a good thing to do. When you publish a book to Kindle, you don't really have to have hundreds of pages. It doesn't have to be a real big book. It can be the length of the manifesto. I think that manifesto is about 32 or 33 pages. And that would be a fine Kindle book, and that would be a Kindle book that you can offer for free, or you can charge somebody some money, and depending upon what the market will bear, there are lots of discussions about how to price Kindle books, but that's a real good thing to do. You can also create your lead magnets and autoresponders. You can create a sequenced e-course. This 30-day referral challenge is on an autoresponder. There are 30 autoresponders. Each day has a different lesson, and then there are links to different areas. I should mention here there is another thing, and I should mention it because you may want to think about this as well. Because the other thing that you can do for a lead magnet is to create a membership site where people can come and get access to that information, download collateral materials, view the videos, and have everything in one place. And the 30-day referral challenge is available in that manner also. So once you opt in, once you pay your $1, you have access to a membership site. You also receive 30 days of autoresponders with the same content. So that's how we do it, and good luck creating your lead magnets. Do something that's a lot of fun. Figure out how the creative process works best for you. Do you write best in the morning? Do you write best in the afternoon? How much time can you give it? The more uninterrupted time you can have, the better you will do. I really need personally to deliver myself totally to a project to get it done. And doing things in dribs and drabs just doesn't happen for me. I really need to devote my full attention to that. I suspect some other people also need to do that. But lead magnets are great ways to attract buyers and sellers. They're great ways to build credibility. They're great ways to keep yourself top of mind, so that when people are thinking about real estate and having a conversation about real estate, when that conversation comes up, they think about you and offer your name into the conversation. Lead magnets are great for that. That's great for great stuff for people to share. It gives them something to talk about, and it's something that builds your credibility. So think about that as something to do if you haven't done it already. The other thing you can do with these documents, with these Word documents, is you can go back to your blog if you've been blogging for a while, and if you have a category on your blog about any subject, it doesn't matter whether it's even just local stuff, maybe local happenings in town, where you have all kinds of civic organizations or whatever. If you do that kind of blogging, you may be able to put together a document about that. If you do a lot of blogging about finance, you can put a document together about what it takes to be to qualify for a loan and do that. You can do an awful lot about anything that's on your blog and just repurpose that material. Do some cut and paste, copy that stuff, put it into a Word document, add some pictures if you want. Use some language again in headlines and subheads that will appeal to buyers and sellers. What are they looking for? What are those emotions that they're, what are their fears? What are their frustrations? What are their aspirations? And what are the words that are attached to those emotions? and make sure you have a list of those words, and then just start to work that into your document so that you can appeal to that, so that you will be top of mind, so that you will insert yourself into a conversation when they're having a conversation with a family member or a friend about real estate. Your name will come to mind. All right, so that's it for lead magnets. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.